Hi guys, so this is going to be my first topical conversation video. So what I wanted to do is, as well as the training videos that I've been putting out, I wanted to do more conversational type videos where people suggest topics, or I just talk about a topic. So this is the first one I'm going to do, and I've seen a lot of videos like similar to this online on YouTube, Instagram, things like that. So I thought I'd do my own take on it. Like I said in the previous video, like my focus is nutrition. Yeah, I want to. That's where I want to go. I love being a personal trainer, but I also really enjoy the nutrition side of things, especially having a chefing background and that being plant-based vegan. So I take a big interest into this. So what I wanted to talk to you today was, you'll see my eyes dotting over here. I've got notes written down because there's no way I'm going to remember all this off the top of my head. So I wanted to talk to you about plant-based protein, and mainly the difference between like an animal source of protein and a plant-based source. So first off, like I just mentioned, like I am vegan, I'm plant-based myself. I was a meat eater for years. I dipped in and out of vegetarianism when I was at school, when I was younger, when I was about 15. But predominantly, I just ate meat and crap meat. Not good quality steaks, things like that. I would eat the shit. I would eat the kebabs after work at 11 o'clock at night. It was rubbish, bad, really unhealthy. So about 2 years ago, I switched to being a pescatarian. So that is eating fish. I still ate animal products, so I still ate eggs, a little bit of cheese. It made it. I had slightly less animal products than a normal person because my partner was lactose intolerant. So we didn't have, we didn't often eat normal cheese or normal milk. We drank almond milk, oat milk for years now. So I was pescatarian, and then I cut out a lot of animal products due to mainly my partner's lactose intolerance. And then a while back I decided I want to stop eating fish as well. No flesh of any animal. So I stopped that, and then we phased out the animal products. And the last thing to go for me was things like corn pieces, which still contained a bit of egg. So that was the only animal products I was really getting, and honey. I still have a bit of honey. So I can't call myself die-hard vegan or 100% plant-based, but that is, as it stands at the moment, the only animal sort of products that I use is honey, and it's very rare. So as I phased all this out, I did feel better. I felt less. For one, it was less guilt because I'd contributed towards the meat industry for so long, being a chef, cooking meat, serving meat, eating meat. I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to be part of it. I've stopped. I feel like emotionally better, and I also feel physically better as well. I used to have like really chronic IBS, and it was to do with drinking alcohol as well. I was sort of alcoholic, but it was a mix. It was the cheap cider, the cheap dirty meat. Gave me really bad IBS, really bad stomach problems for years and years and years. I cut out the alcohol, cut out the meat. So I can't pinpoint which one it was, but I know both of them contributed towards it, because there would be periods where I abstained from alcohol and I would still have a bad stomach, or abstained from meat and kept the alcohol, still had a bad stomach. So it was both of them. But I feel so much better now. Everything's better. Like my skin feels better, stomach feels better. I haven't had any issues with IBS related issues in a year and a half, 2 years. And if I do, it'll be because I eat half a jar of jalapenos on a vegan pizza. So it's my, they're self-inflicted. So that's my backstory. That's why I'm now plant-based, for my health, for the environment, for the animals. I like it. And with the array of meat replicants, or not even the meat replicants, just other products, the vegan products, the plant-based products, it's just, there's no need to eat meat anymore. And my partner bakes amazing cakes with no eggs in. We don't need eggs. So, you know, for me, I don't miss it at all. I don't ever crave it. It's gone. It's out of my life, and I'm happier for it, better for it. I feel great. So, I'm not. This isn't a video pushing plant-based protein on other people. I just wanted to explain the difference for people who are interested, who want to make that switch, who like doing the veganuary, and maybe wanting to do it for a bit longer. So, you know, I'm going to do like a brief explanation. I'm going to keep it as simple as possible, and I'm just going to explain a little bit about the difference between like a plant-based protein, animal-based protein. Okay, so most of the plant-based protein sources are what are considered an incomplete protein, whereas an animal-based source is classed as a complete protein. Now, what this means, sorry, I just need to move my notes down. It basically comes down to amino acids. So there are 20 amino acids, 9 of which are classed as essential, which means our body can't make these. We need to ingest them. We need to consume them. A complete protein delivers all 9 amino acids. That is the difference between a complete and an incomplete protein, is the amino acid profile in it. So, like I said, there are 20 amino acids in the standard genetic code, all right? 9 of which cannot be made within the human body and need to be attained through diet. What is an amino acid? Right, an amino acid, this is where I have to read from my notes because this is the bit that I can't remember. So, an amino acid is an organic compound that makes up the protein. When a protein is broken down through the digestive system, it's basically like it's broken down by the digestive enzymes in your stomach and your gut. And amino acids are what is left of the broken down protein, and then your body takes those little amino acids and reforms it and puts it back into your body to perform various bodily functions such as repairing damaged muscle tissue after a hard workout. So, you know, amino acids are in a food product. You consume them, they're broken down, they're then separated, they're what's left of the digested food product. Your body then picks these amino acids out and then uses it. You know, the repairing the muscle is it's a primary example. It's the easiest example as well. So, and protein, as we all know, is what the body needs to repair itself, to grow, along with carbohydrates and a little bit of fat. I won't go into too much detail about that. That can be another topic if anybody's interested. But the protein and the carbohydrates are what your body needs to survive, to live. You get your energy from your carbohydrates, and you get your muscle tissue from your protein, and you get what you need to repair yourself from the protein. So when it comes to consuming enough protein, it's easy to get what you need from animal sources. You know, like a chicken breast, a standard sized chicken breast can be around about 20-25 grams of protein. That's what this is where it differs between the plant-based protein and the animal-based protein. It can be harder to get the amount of protein you need from the plant-based. You often find that with plant-based diets as well, if you have like a meat substitute, so like a vegan burger, plant-based burger, it's really difficult to find a lean source of protein in a plant-based diet. So if you're tracking your calories, you've had all your fats and you've had all your carbohydrates for the day, and you're left with 20-30 grams of protein, a meat eater can just go eat a chicken breast and then that's their protein hit. Whereas when you come to plant-based, you have like a plant-based burger, it's nearly always 2-to-1 in ratio of carbohydrate to protein, or fat to protein, depending on the product. So it's very hard to get a clean source of protein from plant-based. Now, For vegetarians, vegans, plant-based people, the best way to get the protein, the amino acid profile you need is to have a varied diet. So, for example, supplements is one way, but I don't want to go into supplements too much in this one. Like soy is considered a complete source because it delivers all 9 amino acids. Now, soybeans, tofu, or soy plant-based burgers, soy plant-based sausages. So soy is a complete amino acid profile and a complete protein. A lot of people have problems with soy, with digestive problems. A lot of people have allergies to soy. Some people might not like consuming soy for environmental reasons because it does take up a large. If you're not careful about where you get your soy products from, they take up large amount of lands in the rainforest in Central America and stuff like that to grow these soybeans. However, you look at a company like Alpro, who are trying to make sustainable soy farms, and most of their soy farms are based in Europe, or so they say. I haven't fact checked this. This is just what the company says. And also, it's quite a debated food source because some people believe, and there are some studies that say it contains certain chemicals that produce estrogen-like compounds within the body. Some people, I personally, I eat tofu. I will try and avoid soy in certain things, so I don't drink soy milk. I really limit things like soy sauce. I find these upset my stomach. But then I can eat tofu, and maybe it's because of the fermentation process that creates the tofu, and I can eat soybeans in a natural form. So for me, no soy milk, no soy sauce, but I can have a bit of tofu, and I don't eat it every single day. So I don't feel any bad effects from it. But there are mixed studies. It's a mixed bag. Again, it's a different topic. I don't want to go too much into it, but yeah, they believe it's potentially harmful because it contains, see if I can pronounce this right, like isoflavones, which are believed to mimic estrogen within the body. But it's highly debated. So anyway, soy is a complete protein. The other complete protein source is quinoa. If you like quinoa, it doesn't really taste as much, but you boil it up with a bit of stock, tastes great. Contains all 9 amino acids. It's a type of grain. It's pretty good for you. There's no real health debates over quinoa, but I certainly haven't heard any. And then other high protein plant based foods are beans, kidney beans, butter beans, black beans are really good. Or even baked beans, but then you get the added rubbish from the sauce, but it's not a great deal. Lentils, potatoes, and all dark leafy green veg. They're all good sources of protein. Quinoa, soy, right up there with a fair amount, like a high amount of protein. I didn't write down how much it contains per 100 grams. I've forgotten, but it's a decent amount. So, for example, at the moment, like me switching over to veganism, like a lot of my food will be like I'll have a big bowl of like roasted vegetables, and I'll maybe chuck some beans in with the roasted vegetables as well, and then have a big side of quinoa. I can get like 20-25 grams of protein in quinoa and veg in one meal, and that's using all natural ingredients that have been tampered with in a minimalistic way. And then obviously you've got your plant-based burgers, your plant-based sausages. There's more and more stuff coming out every day now. It's fantastic to see these counters all in different supermarkets bringing out loads of different vegan plant-based products. And if you don't mind like the sort of taste of meat, you've got the meat imitation products as well, but each to their own. And I mean, another way of getting the protein in, if you find that you're struggling with the diet, because if you're eating a plant-based diet, one of the nice things about it is you can eat a lot more food, because if you're having, say, like I'm having quinoa and veg, I can have a massive bowl full and it's only 300 calories, whereas a lot of the imitation foods like the burgers tend to be fairly high in calories. Like one burger, depending on the brand, can be like 250 calories for a burger. You get your 20-25 grams of protein in that burger, but it's 250 calories. And then if you have a side with it, if you have some veg or a bit of rice or a bit of quinoa or something else, again you're ramping the protein content up, but calories are going up. So if I stick to things like quinoa and veg and stuff like that, I can eat a shed load of food, which I love, obviously. So if you're struggling with the amount of food, there's like an amazing array of supplements as well. Some of them don't taste great. Some of them pretty nice. Like I use we got some My Protein stuff in. That's okay. I like the PhD Smart plant-based protein. They taste pretty good. And a lot of them are complete proteins as well. Like if they contain pea protein. So pea protein is a complete protein, all 9 essentially amino acids. But if you get one that's maybe, say, like hemp protein, I think hemp might be near enough. It's nearly a complete amino acid profile. But you can buy like brown rice protein unflavoured, and you can mix the two. So you can have a hemp protein and a brown rice protein. So you've got 2 different protein sources then. So out of the 2, if both of them aren't quite complete, one might contain the amino acid that the other one doesn't, and therefore the 2 together make the complete amino acid profile. Obviously, you should always try and get what you need to get through a varied diet. But it's just some people can't. Some really say, I've got to take a shake a day to try and get my protein target. So finally, that is fairly rambled, but you've got a brief description of what a plant-based protein is compared to an animal-based protein. So you're looking. It's generally, most of them are incomplete, as opposed to a few, the quinoa, the tofu, I think pea. But all you need to do to get the complete amino acid profile is get a variety of sources of protein, and then it's not really an issue. So finally, the last thing I want to talk about is like how much protein you should consume. I wanted to touch on this briefly because there are so many different answers out there, and it's almost too complicated to just give it. You can't give a direct answer. You have to know a person's height, weight, age, dietary needs, training program, activity levels. There are calculations out there that you can work out yourself, but like a general rule of thumb is 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. The two grams is up on the higher end of the scale. I mean, you can go right down, like depending on what you want it for, you can go all the way down to like 1 gram. And if you look at someone like the World Health Organization, they say like generally a man only needs, I think it's something like 40-45 grams of protein a day, and that's to prevent any illnesses caused by lack of protein. So I'm not saying go out and eat 40 grams of protein a day, because it's too low. But you don't need to go. Some people are eating 250 grams of protein a day when they only weigh like 80 kilos. Like in my personal opinion, too much. So I would go for 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. And that's generally about it. Like I said, it's too complicated. You can't give a generalised answer. I just wanted to touch on it lightly. It's something that I can talk about more if anybody's interested. But like I said, it's very hard to give a straightforward answer. But yeah, this is my first sort of topical conversation video. Wanted to make it as simple and easy as possible, and again, didn't go into too much of the science. I just wanted to explain that there is a slight difference between plant-based and animal-based. X, Y, Z, this is why. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope it makes sense to you as well. If you've got any questions, leave it in the comments. You want to hear about any more topics, you want to learn about anything else, you want me to give my take on anything else, is fine. Because remember, like, a lot of this is, you know, it's sort of my opinion as well. So it's my opinion that 1.5 to 2 grams is enough protein. That's my opinion. You know, I don't think you need to go any higher than 2 grams. Loads of other people would have different answers. People with more experience than me might have different answers. Again, you know, it's opinion. But the thing about the amino acid profile, that's all fact. So yeah, I hope that helps. Leave your feedback, and if you want to hear any other topics, you know, you want me to talk about carbohydrates, fats, you want to talk about training, let me know. Drop it in the comments. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.